What's going on, guys? It's Shu here, bringing you another review on Grand Blue. Now, I gotta say, this episode was actually funny. Really liked it. Was not expecting to see CHISA in this state, but hey, it made for a very good episode. So, guys, without further ado, let's get to it. So, we start this episode with seeing the plans that they were making with the group kind of hitting a wall, because they're losing some people, and they need to figure out if they're even going to be able to travel. They want to be able to have some good times. I love how Azusa and IORI were like, we got to make sure this actually happens. They have their own agendas, and we see that Azusa is able to get some people, and IORI was able to actually get Otoya, which, he's down to join. But the person that they were able to grab to make the 8 total is Maya-san. Maya or Kaya, I'm not sure what was the name. But she joins in, and this is the same person that we had seen in the little arc before, where Kohei really loved this idol, and he's absolutely flustered. He doesn't know how to proceed. He doesn't even know how to handle it. Doesn't even know how to talk to her because he doesn't want to leave a bad impression. Doesn't want to be on her bad side. And so we see how important the impression is for Kohei to make. I love the IORI teasing him. That was kind of funny. I feel bad for CHISA, because not only for this beginning, but more than anything throughout the entire episode, because CHISA was basically lied to by IORI. In order to get more numbers, he lied by saying that they were actually going to do some deep sea fish or deep sea stuff, and that wasn't going to be the case. And so she's upset about that. But what makes things worse for CHISA is what happens later on, and that is that the group gets together unannounced, without even realizing, with the group from Tinkerbell, and among them Sakuraku and of course Kudo. These guys aren't exactly the best group of people. They already are really liking the buff senpais. They look at Otoya. Sakuraku obviously is annoyed seeing IORI. Kudo is like, I'm not gonna bother anybody. I'm not gonna bother your girlfriend. And Sakuraku, of course, she's upset. She's like, wait a minute, he has a boyfriend. It's just kind of like, we don't want to be around each other. And they actually compete, which was funny, because if they were to basically beat the other, that they were going to leave them alone. But in the end, they looked like they were having fun amongst each other, which kind of defeats the purpose. But one of the things that really kind of messed things up, I think, especially for CHISA, is that Sakuraku and her female friends were basically poking at her, making her feel bad for not wanting to drink, not be part of the games and whatnot. And so it made her feel bad. And I hate that for CHISA, because I think that aside from her being awkward, she definitely likes to just kind of be herself, but she doesn't always fit in with what everyone else is doing, and that's okay. They're your friends. In some cases, that you have your older sister that's in there, but you don't always have to be involved with that. But she basically got pressured into falling into the games, and by the games, not with them early, but later in the afternoon, which we see that they do the whole same game that they were being told earlier, but we see that she is one of the ones that loses the most. And I think that if Aina had been there, Aina might have been the one to have lost rather than her. And so we see her having to confess her love to the person on the right, which was her sister, which was hilarious. Had to do an anime pose, all kinds of funny little things. But we see that she gets she gets slushed. Like, she absolutely gets slushed to the point to where she runs into the water, and she tries to sober up some. And of course, things don't go well because Iori sees her changing. This causes them to chase each other. That was an iconic scene, by the way. But, Iori thinks that she's fallen. Comes to find out it's Kudo, which was hilarious. But she could not keep up catching up to him. Like, she had actually started to feel like she was going to get sick. So it is a fun episode. I hate that there's going to be one more episode as well. They're going to end it next week, and we'll see how everything goes on this little camping beach trip. So overall, though, I gotta say it's been fun. But that is it for me, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That would help out tremendously to the channel, and I would appreciate it for most of all. So stay safe. Okay.